I'll start.
No, I'll start. So, your business. So tell me a little bit about what you do and
Right.
what your business model is and what your.
I partnered with Mitch Axelrod. Mitch Axelrod is the author of The New Game of Selling. I do that stupid thing. I'm not good at this part.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Mitch is the author of The New Game of Selling, and Mitch was my mentor 20, more than that, years ago, 1989. Mitch and I connected, and his business has evolved. I got to the point in my business where I built about $30 million in revenue for other companies, other people. Mitch has built about $3 billion. I got to the point where I was tired of getting paid for what I did and wanted to get paid for what I know. So I go into businesses, primarily one major niche is in the financial services industry, but all businesses flow in the same way. And I go in, meet with the owner, create programs based around the 6 leverage points. If you're interested today, I did, if you take some action, I'll take some action. If you send me an email, I will send you a report we have called Push Button Profits, which basically takes this process and gives you a game plan of how you can take one of those leverage points and make it profitable for you.
Is your email up there, Bob? I can't see it.
Right there, sorry. Bob at bobblackburn.biz. You just have to know my name. And if somebody knows my name. And if you, you can also reach out on Twitter. I'm at Bob Blackburn on Twitter. Some things you guys think about, especially in this entrepreneurial world. There's a lot of entrepreneurs that are reluctant entrepreneurs. They hang a shingle, or they do a job, they own a job. This process, you can, if you don't have to hire me, okay? You can read the book and apply the book. We also have programs where you can rent our material. All of our stuff is online. It's all video. There's, we can build training programs. I don't sell anything, honestly. I help people do their business better, because we all benefit from somebody else looking at it and saying, hey, if you tweak this or tweak that. It's never all of it. A lot of folks do certain things really well. This is the stuff that people miss.
So can you give an example and obviously I see that medium-sized or larger businesses, especially going through a change, can use your help. But for entrepreneur firms, 1, 2, 3 people firms, can you give us an example of something that you've done?
Yeah.
Again, to get them on the right track.
There we go. Perfect example. I've got a small firm, 4 people. They bought another small company, a small book. They bought a business. They bought a practice. Kind of like when you ended up with a business, right? So they bought a business, another business, and they're trying to merge the 2 philosophies together. That's an example where I went in and just kind of try to figure out, all right, what processes could we do to make this one process? The other part is people. Small companies succeed and fail based on people. It's more about your people at that point and your process. So we use a program called Axiology. Axiology is the study of human values. Now we've all taken like a Myers-Briggs or a, what do you call them? DISC, yes sir, thank you. I knew there was a word I was missing. And the truth is, most of those tools, you can fudge the results. You can, if you know what the process is, you can fudge the results. You can't fudge your values. So what Axiology does is, through a series of 2 sets of 18 questions, and they're words, it's word association. 2 sets of 18 questions, we can draw from that things like, can they sell and will they sell? We can take out, we can draw points of what motivates that person. Why is this person better suited for this role than that role? And so we have those kind of tools. We have people tools. What we always say is, we help you actualize your people. We try to maximize your performance, and we monetize your profit. All of our programs are based on adding bottom line results without adding top line expense. So you end up paying us out of what we do for you, instead of just, in a traditional consulting sense, give me your money and I'll tell you what I know. I'm not a big fan.
So how long have y'all been using these tools, and how long have you been doing this?
I've used this process since 1989. It's evolved over time. When Mitch wrote the book, The New Game of Selling, a few years ago, it went to the top of the New York Times bestseller list in its category. That kind of propelled more of the consulting, but Mitch has been training folks since 1989. He actually started with, some of you that are got a little bit of gray hair like me might remember Brian Tracy and the psychology of selling. He started. He was a CFP for 10 years in the financial services business, and then he went into working for Brian Tracy, and then created his own material. Our thing is about creating buyer experience versus selling stuff. A lot of businesses, if they switch their mindset to creating a buyer experience, and what does the buyer gain from the experience versus, I got stuff to sell, like the car business where they try to sell you whatever the car they got versus the one you want. Same idea.
So do you have a structured organizational relationship with Mitch, or is it something that you're completely on your own that you just use?
Mitch and I have a handshake agreement because we've been friends for this long. We partner on everything. Mitch, I involve him in everything that we do because everybody would benefit from his wisdom. The fee goes up based on, do I need him live somewhere? Do I need him on video, like Zoom or whatever? Because like, for instance, this week he's in New Jersey, but he resides now in San Diego as an example. So our fee structure is really kind of all over the place, depending on, somebody have to go physically, can we just plug them into an existing you know, into our network, you know, so it's all relative.
So do you have LLC or you're?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have my own entity.
Okay.
I have my own entity. Structure is something that I did for others for 25 years. So structure is important. But the reality is, there's nothing that I do that causes liability. What I do causes profit. People will take that risk. Yes, sir.
So tell us a little bit about, for your business, your marketplace. Is it regional? Is it around the state? And
National.
Okay, the second part of that question is how do you market yourself to get more business for what you do?
So I use, first of all, it's national from the perspective that with technology today, I don't need to get on a plane, train, or an automobile if I can avoid it. I quit that life. 2005, I had my last job. I was a national sales manager, vice president of sales for a company where I was traveling all over the United States on a weekly basis. I had two bags, the one that was dirty and the one that was clean, and I used to go. I don't do that anymore. I had two young boys at the time. Those boys now are 15 and 13, and I don't travel like that if I don't have to. So my business comes from a combination of relationships, primarily on, like I said, on the financial services side is a perfect example. I work with brokers and groups and insurance agencies and what have you. I have them kind of scattered all over the United States. I get most of that business through LinkedIn. I also utilize another friend that is an inbound marketing person. I'm in the process now of adding some case studies and things like that, you know, other giveaways, and just to get people to have a conversation. I believe, quite frankly, that if somebody has a conversation with me in 3 to 5 minutes time, they're gonna know whether they wanna do business. If you're ready and you want to fix your problem, then you're ready. If you're not ready, or you're thinking about your problem, I'm not your guy. When you're ready, you'll let me know. Yes, sir.
So what makes you ready? Like, how do I know I'm ready to do business with you?
You have a problem or a concern that is pressing on you, that's costing you money. You're ready.
Well, usually people in that stage don't even realize that. Like, what are the indicators for them?
I would tell you that the indicator for anyone is action. Imperfect action is better than perfect inaction, right? So, do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So if you're ready, you're ready because that pain has overtaken you, or somebody enlightens you to the fact that there are strategies that we can apply to fixing that problem. And you say, okay, one of the things that we like to say is that I like to provide a $10,000 solution to $1 million problem. Because if you realize, well, you mean I can spend $10,000 and I can get $1 million? How many days would you make that trade? All day, every day, and twice on Sunday. So a lot of it has to do with the relation of how much pain they're feeling. Make sense?
Yep.
Any other questions? How about you, young man? You got any questions?
No.
What business are you in?
School.
You need to see this guy. He'll get you selling soap or something. That was some of the stuff we sold at Junior G. Folks, what I'm looking for today from you is to A, thank you for the opportunity to be able to come back. Two, if you have businesses that are that have an issue in those 6 leverage points, it might be worth to have a conversation. For small businesses in this local market, I'm willing to do things a little bit differently because I'd love to have a little bit of a local practice. But it's not gonna be my meat and potatoes, but I wanna give back. I like to see entrepreneurs do well. I'm fascinated by the fact that some of the businesses I have seen when I was attending here more regularly, I go out of here every week shaking my head going, they do what? You know, and you just, you know, I was amazed. So I want to give back. I'd like to see more, you know, more businesses succeed than they do. Unfortunately, small business has a really, really, really high fail rate. But a lot of that failure can be eliminated with process, systems, and understanding yourself. We have a program where we put you through this particular profile, and it helps you identify your soul, role, and your goal. Mitch spoke on that subject. You can look it up on the internet. Mitch spoke on that subject at Harvard recently, just less than a year ago now. And just the whole concept of, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this what I'm about? Is this what I'm supposed to do? How many people do you know, probably in your own house, that are not doing what they want to do or should do? But they do it because they've got to feed the family. But the power you have to do what you want to do, your way, is what the spirit of entrepreneurship is all about. But imagine if you could do that with some tools and some process and some focus. Would that benefit you? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not.
Did you pitch 2 years ago?
I spoke 2 years ago. Yeah. I don't pitch anything. Pitching's in baseball. I educate. I like to use these forums as an opportunity just to pour back into people, give them something to think about. I think too often times businesses pitch before they should. People talk about things that they don't really know yet if it's going to work. You know, if you watch the Shark Tank, a lot of pitching going on in there. I believe myself to be what I like to refer to myself as an edutainment person. I like to educate and train and do it with a little bit of entertainment in it, because the truth is, if we don't laugh at ourselves, we're probably missing the boat, because there's a lot to laugh at every day. Anything else?
Yeah, well, the role of Million Cups is to really help all business owners, including you, to kind of, not hit your idea, if you want to just categorize it differently, but just to kind of let us kind of give you feedback and help you grow your business. So, you obviously have an ongoing, business that's successful, but is there anything that this group could help you build your business? Or?
Well, just opportunities, more opportunities to speak to people, more opportunities to be effective for others. In some cases, that's people have an issue, a particular issue. Steve and I have been friends a long time now, and now learning what he's doing now, maybe have the opportunity to serve the veterans community, over there. I just recently, I got involved with the Legion, the American Legion, and their training. I'm gonna be going into their service officer training program, so to help vets to vets, get their benefits straight or understand their programs. So, if I can help with their businesses, all the same. So really what I'm always looking for is a quality introduction to an organization or business that will lead to a productive conversation. After that, so thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, one more in the back.
The Honor Foundation, I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they opened up here a year or so ago, but they have a system in place, again, to help folks. I think it's mainly geared towards SEALs.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
I think that might be a good opportunity to talk to them. They utilize folks that do training and to help them get back into the community, whether it's starting a business or other areas. So that might be an
Honor
opportunity.
Foundation.
Just
Thank you.
wanted to throw that out there.
Great.
They got my question, but, which is what can we do to help you? You're all set, and we want to give you
Oh,
a coffee
thank
cup
you.
for another 1,000,000 cups.
All right.
It's
Oh, great.
it's always good.